Hey guys, I'm HP. This is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is pro tips on how to use Mixolydian licks in blues guitar. So, what is it all about? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy with a free member account or a premium member account. So, what are we talking today? Best thing is that I show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, stuff like that. So, by the way, today I'm using my really old retro sound gear with a Blackstar tube head and Eventide Ultra Harmonizer and a Lexicon LXP15 reverb. Sounds very retro, the sound today. That's the reason why, because I thought I'm going to try another sound today. So, what are we talking about here? Let's get started. Okay guys, first we need to understand what the Mixolydian scale is and put it into relation of the tones and stuff like that. So what is the Mixolydian scale? This one here. It's pretty near to a major scale here. And when you learn the scale, it's also important that you know the intervals. Why? Because you're gonna see later. So the intervals are root, 2, triad, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here flat 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. So this is one position, but of course it's good to know several positions because to really work it out over the fretboard. Now, we're gonna work out with two positions today. This really basic position, this one here. And if you want to really get those scales sounding, you have to have a certain speed. It will be something like this. Yeah, so that's the speed. It can also be slower, but that's about the speed we need. We take this position and also the long meter scale. That will be this one here. This one is good for, for playing fast or playing, as an example, what you can do. If you want to play this thing legato, you play everything legato, except when you switch the strings. So in 60 notes, 60 notes are 4 notes per beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So with this beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, these are 60 notes. And now you count through. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you attack the string when you change the string and also on every first 60 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. See? Sounds really smooth. And if you play it with a track, but of course you can also attack them all, that's the same thing. Okay, and here the same, you need to learn the intervals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, and so on. So now it comes. When you want to do any kind of Mixolydian licks or Mixolydian soloing, you always work around the approach note on the 3. Let's take the basic position. 1, 2, 3. Here's the 3. So approach note is half step below. See? And you work it out on the chord notes. So now on the 5, 3, so 1, 3, 5 are the chord notes. See? Or up here. And this sounds already pretty cool, and is technically seen not so hard to play. See, really works fine. What also works is the half tone bending on the flat 7. That will be this one here. And again we resolve. Half tone approach note to the triad and resolve on the 1. So that's basically, you always work around the chord 1, 3, 5, either with approach note on the 3 or also, well, in this case the approach note is a part of the scale. So you can also make bending or slide. You can also do this as bending. You can also do that if you want, if you like that, but it's the same. That's the method how to do that. So let's do that. So now if you want to play runs, which is basically the cool stuff when you play Mixolydian stuff, you want to play runs. A few things to know. You can just play the basic pattern. And then at a certain point you go out of the pattern into the basic licks. Something like this. Let's try this, if this works. Or something like this also works. Okay? What also works? You make these little movements. You can also make these little figures inside the scale. Also works nicely. Something like this. Or the other one. Same thing again, you make the run. And then resolve on the chord 5, 3, 1. So it's really good to know where the 5, 3 and the 1 are. If you learn the scale, also learn the intervals. What is also possible, like the blues scale, that you learn the scale with. This leads to this lick. We do this. We play 1, 3, approach it on 1, 2, approach it on 3. Okay. Then 5, 6. Then the same thing again. 1, 2, approach on 3, 5, 6. That sounds really cool. You can also, that's the easiest way to do it, and it's really handy to play. Let's see how this works. You can also make it the opposite. Also works. So up or down, just you don't play the flat 7, but instead you play the approach note on the 3. What also works, that you do this. You go from 1 to 3 and then 4, approach note on 5. You can also, if you want to do the approach note on the 3, you make, so you have a little chromatic figure. That would be something like this. Always think about, you always resolve on the chord notes 1, 3 or 5. And in between, approach note on 3 and approach note on 5. How does that sound with the track? Cool. It's cool. Or you can also do just like, and in between you can make little chords. This is 3, 5, 5, 3. You know, these typical licks which you know you never thought about what you're playing. Also sounds nice. Let's try this. See, now I played all these figures just one after each other, and this stuff is really creative, and this opens up a whole new world for you on the guitar when it comes to Mixolydian improvisation. These are the main figures which are used in thousands of licks. Quickly repeat again. You focus first. You need to know the mode or the pattern by heart. Know where the intervals are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7. Any position you know. Then you focus on these on the chord notes. Is 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, which is basically in this case the A chord. And then you make approach note mainly on the 3, half tone below. See? And also in a more extended version, as a chromatic approach to the 5, also with a chromatic approach. Then resolve again on chord notes, okay? What you also do is a half tone approach on the flat 7, but like here's the flat 7, either as a bending, and then you go back to the main figures. And this leads to several figures which you can do as an example which I showed. Like this long meter run, just using the approach note and it's really cool. The system is really simple. These are the main tricks. But you need to have a certain speed with your runs. So you better have a patterns together. Then you need to know where the intervals are, and then you start to build up the stuff just upon the tricks which I showed. You can do any kind of stuff. Whatever comes to your mind, any kind of little variations, but it always works around these tricks which I showed you. Yeah guys, these were pro tricks on how to use Mixolydian licks in blues guitar. I'm gonna write down a few examples plus the 2 patterns which I showed or used in this tutorial for you, and I make them available for download in the HPCrazy guitar community, as well as the backing track where you can practice this. But you can practice this on any backing track with any licks which you want, but it's going to be available there for premium members if you want that. When do you use those licks? Only on, in this case, A7. So you have a blues in A with A7, D7, E7, you use these licks only on A7. If you want to use them on D7, you have to move the whole thing up to D, or the whole thing up to E. You have to move the entire figure to the other 2 chords. That's the main difficulty on using Mixolydian, because then you have to switch between the chords. Yeah, but once you got it, it's not really hard. But because you just need to know which chord is played, and then you just repeat the stuff. That's all I wanted to say. I hope it was more or less clear. And I'm gonna play a little bit for you at the end of this tutorial, being Dr. Pink, to give you some more inspiration how this stuff can sound.